Welcome to the C. Devon's Homes Guide to creating the perfect apartment store ready Christmas tree. Today we'll be turning this to this in a few easy to follow steps. Now you'll notice a lot of lighting and outfit changes throughout this project. My line of thinking is that when it stops being fun, I stop doing it. This decorating project actually took place over about 8 hours or about 7 days respectively between me and my husband. It may seem like a lot, but mostly that is just because my tree is so large. But you can really do this in as simple or as dramatic a way as you like. So as you can see, I already have my Christmas tree up and pre-fluffed. We have a frosted 9-foot faux Christmas tree. It is beautiful. It has multiple light settings. We got it from Home Depot, a little bit pricey. The main con is that it sheds like crazy, so be sure to be ready for that if you want this beautiful white frosted look. The first thing you're gonna need is your ribbon. We're going with a white and gold theme with little hints of red, so I selected a gold ribbon to be wrapped around the sides. As you can see, our Christmas tree, it has its back to the wall, so we aren't actually going to be wrapping our ribbon all the way around because there's no point. We will be doing it in sections to create that faux spiral look. Keeping the ribbon attached to the roll for each row that you do, you're gonna snip your ribbon in a diagonal line so it has that gift wrap kind of Christmassy look. You're gonna take it, you're gonna loop it, and you're gonna tie a knot here so you can hook it on your branches. This will work for a faux or real Christmas tree, although I do prefer the faux because you can bend the branches to hook on correctly. So I'm not using a wired ribbon, or at least the wire is really thin, so it doesn't really hold its own very well. If you have a real Christmas tree, you're gonna want something with a stiff wire so you can get that pinched effect without the branches. But because I have a faux Christmas tree, I'm able to pinch the branches here to give it that bubbled look. So as I try to make this even and perfect, and if you go downward in a diagonal pattern, like it is here, it gives the impression that it's spiraling all the way around the tree. Our next step is that I have these beautiful ribbon bead chains that I'm going to sort of overlay on top of the ribbon to give it some added dimension. So now essentially we have 2 rows of ribbon. One is a more translucent gold sheen and the other is like a woven beaded braid. Okay, so as you can see with the lighting change and the clothing change, it's actually the next day. The ribbon is by far the longest because it sort of sets the tone for the entire layout of the tree. You also are covering so much surface area, it's not quite the same as just finding the perfect place for the perfect ornament. So today we're going to be moving on to our statement pieces. So I have 2 different types of florals here. I have these, which are sort of a silvery bronze, and they are attached with large sticks right here. These gold ones, which are a little bit worse for wear, but are filled with wire, so they can be bent back into place super easily. I got both of these flowers from Macy's a few years back. However, when I went back there last year, I knew at least they still had them. I'm not sure about this year. Okay, so I have less gold than I do of the bronze. So I sort of use the gold going down straight through the middle, and then the bronze on either end, almost like a pyramid, because we have that conical shape. Insert it right here, and I put the top one down near the center, and no doubt about it, when you see the next shot, it's going to be moved because I am a perfectionist. As you can see from my first few rows, I've gone along the edge of the ribbon. I recommend doing that because it keeps the layout very cohesive. But as you start to move down towards the base, where in theory your tree is going to be much thicker, you may find that you have to adjust the layout slightly in order to keep everything symmetrical. Now you see we have all of our flowers done and up. These are going to be the statement pieces of our tree, and everything else will be lined up according to the ribbons and according to our statement pieces. Now, for your statement piece, you don't have to use flowers. If you have something that you like already, you can use that, of course. I love these flowers. I think they give a nice touch of that Christmas spirit while still having that whimsical Martha Stewart kind of perfect look. So it is nighttime because I was waiting for my husband to get home, because decorating the Christmas tree is a family activity, no matter how perfectionist I may be. Next is our large ornaments. We are going to be placing these especially where the gaps are in the tree. And I like to insert them like very, very far back because it helps to fill in, especially when you have a fake tree, the more artificial looking elements that hold the tree together. Okay, so we're at a kind of wacky stage now where we have a bunch of really big elements and nothing to break them up. Do not panic. Everything will come together in the end. Trust the process. So our next step is I have these sprigs of various types. I have some pine cones, I have some red berries, I have some white berries, and I have some white sprigs. This is really your opportunity to make your tree kind of come alive. It might seem very flashy, but it adds some 3D elements, which gives the tree more dimension, but it also keeps the tree looking somewhat natural. We're going to start filling the gaps with these. This is your chance to fill in the rest of the space in the tree where, you know, your large ornaments weren't quite enough. Okay, so this is where we're at. So you can see we have our flowers, we have our large ornaments, we have our sprigs. Once again, it is the next day. As you can see, I made some changes throughout the course of the night and the morning. So I removed some of these larger red balls and I moved them towards the sides so that they're still visible but tucked away. I think it was messing with the color scheme a good amount. So now you can see where it is now. I think it's much more cohesive. Now it's time for our special ornaments. These are the ones that we purchased ourselves that we think are really pretty, and the ones that have family significance, the family heirlooms, the one we made ourselves, anything that you want. We are going to place these in places of honor throughout the tree. Now that we have our special ornaments on, we're going to be doing our miscellaneous ball ornaments that you see on every Christmas tree. Again, we are going the white and gold theme, so most of our balls are going to be white and gold. And before we move on to our finishing details, we can't forget about the star. Our final step is our twisted icicle dangly bits. We've got gold and opalescent white to go with our color scheme. You can obviously use whatever color you wish. These are going to go all over the tree to sort of blend everything together in a very elegant frosted way. As you can see, it's very dramatic, very full, very modern, but also very unique. My number one tips are definitely to vary the size of your ornaments. Use statement pieces like flowers. Make sure to incorporate your special ornaments in their places of honor. You can see my husband's R2-D2 up here. He always gets to place that one himself. As well as don't neglect the bottom. These extra dangly parts on the bottom help keep the tree looking like almost like it's dripping with snow actually. And you can see our white and gold color scheme has really come through and topped with a very modern star. Thank you for watching the C. Devon's Homes Guide to creating your perfect department store Christmas tree. Have a very happy holidays and a very happy new year.